Nithyananda Paramashivam 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Evalam Jnanamurtim Sandvaditam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamajalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavaditam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Shalom everyone. We welcome you all to yet another beautiful and extraordinary Bhava Samadhi Darshan with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. Today, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is going to be gracing all of us in the Bhava Samadhi Darshan of the Gangadhara Murthy. The Gangadhara Murthy is the Leela, the form of Paramashiva, as he bestows and allows Ganga to flow from Mahakailasa to this planet Earth. In today's program, leading to the Bhava Samaya Darshan, we're going to be learning more about the Gangadhara Murthy form of Paramashiva. We're going to be learning more about the science of Bhava Samadhi Darshan. And we're also going to be learning about how the different internalization exercises, understanding the concepts, the powerful cognitions, which are represented by Ganga Mata, and how these powerful cognitions, how we can use them to apply them in our own life as well, to solve the various life problems and difficulties which we're facing in the life. But before we get into all of this, let us first very briefly take a short introduction and learn about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, was born on January 3, 1978, in the holy town of Tiruvannamalai. In the year 1981, on the 17th of July, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism went through the ritualistic ceremonies and was given the initiation into Bala Sannyas at the tender age of 3 by his predecessors, his masters, and the enlightened beings and gurus there at that time in Tiruvannamalai. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was identified as the incarnation by enlightened beings and masters such as Yogi Raj Yogananda Puri, Vidwan Panduranganar, and the 230th Guru Mahasannidhanam of Tonde Mandaladinam of the Kanchi Math. Here we can see the coronation happening to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism at the age of 16 to revive Kailasa. This photograph of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was taken and organized by his guru, Mataji Vibhudanandapuri, also lovingly called as Mataji Kuppammal. You can see that there is a conch, a kamandalu to the left of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, as well as a wooden staff to his right, all of which were given by her as traditional items that are handed over from guru to disciple, along with the official induction as the successor of the lineage. Here we can see the early days in the mission of the Nithyananda Sangha and of Kailasa. To the leftmost, we have a black and white photo of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism at a very young age, building the first temple monastery complex for his guru, Mataji Vibhudanandapuri in Tiruvannamalai. The whole complex was built brick by brick entirely by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself. His gurus guided, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism followed under their guidance. In the year 2001, April, in Tiruchengodu, India, the first Kailasa was built by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. As you can see here on the photo at the bottom left-hand most corner, in the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's own handwriting is the annotation of the historical event which happened on this day. On November 4th, 2002, at the age of 24, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism established the headquarters at the Kailasa Sarvingyapeetham. By the year 2004, at the age of 28, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had conducted mass living enlightenment initiation conventions all across the globe, taking people through powerful cleansing processes of the seven energy bodies. At by the age of 27, in the year 2005, on April 15, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was welcomed with the proclamation message by the mayor of St. Louis, Francis G. Slade. Here we can see more photos and glimpses of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducting the mass living enlightenment initiation conventions in various parts of the world, various parts of North America, Canada, and in different other parts of the globe as well. Here we can see some photos, and we have one photo here from the year 2005, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gave the discourse on stress to de-stress in the Oklahoma Medical Baptist Center in the United States. Moving on, in the year 2015, in Nasik Kumbh Mela, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism initiated thousands into mass living enlightenment initiation. The same initiation, on a much grander scale, happened the following year in Ujjain, where even more people, of thousands and thousands of people, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism initiated into the mass living enlightenment. Here now we can see the various coronations of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The first happening when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was very young, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Kanchi Kailasa Sarvingyapeetham. In the year 2004, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamshi Surangi Samrajya. In the following years, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the present 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Dharmamukti Swargapramadinam. In the year 2012, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Kailasonatha Shyamlapita Sarvingyapeetham. In the year, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the present Mahamandaleshwar, which is the supreme spiritual head of the Mahanirvani Akhada, which is the largest apex monastic order. In 2014, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Atal Akhada, which is the ancient apex body of Hinduism. In the year 2015, Swamiji was elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation over 1,000 Hindu pontiffs and Hindu leaders. The sovereign state of Sri Kailasa is a macrocosmic, ancient Hindu enlightened civilizational nation whose vision is living enlightenment for all of humanity. Kailasa's mission is to revive and share with today's world the practical applications of the greater sciences of authentic Hinduism, including Hindu cosmic physics, Hindu alchemy, Hindu cosmology, Hindu biology, Hindu mathematics, power manifestation, and other sciences as revived by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. These sciences were once practiced freely in over 56 nations across the continent, but are now facing extinction due to the persecution which has been happening over a millennium. Here we can see the 108 various Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations initiatives, which are initiated to support a variety of humanitarian services, which collectively allows for the creation of an enlightened, peaceful, sustainable, equitable, resilient, and thriving world. One of the projects which we're going to be looking at offered by Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for nutritious food and a hunger-free world is the No Hungry Home project offered by Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations. This project, over the past 27 years, have Sri Kailasa has served more than 1 billion meals. Every month for the past 27 years, the Hindu ASMT community has served a combined number of more than 3 million, organized more than 3 million different annadans, which are the free organic meals as per tradition, and serving a total of 1 billion meals. These annadans were served in religious gatherings to everyone without any sort of discrimination. Over 10,000 meals are served on festival days, and 100,000 meals are served up on 10,000 meals were served on daily basis, and over 100,000 meals were served on festival days. Here we can see photos of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself being involved in the Annadan service and serving many of the devotees, disciples, and pilgrims who had come and to receive the Annadan. During the pandemic, a global catastrophe which has affected all of us in various ways, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the only one who provided a safe haven for the whole world during these trying times. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism converted his monastery campuses into a multi-layer quarantine facility free for all people, regardless of any differences in age, gender, caste, creed, ethnicity, color, or socioeconomic status. Food, shelter, internet, and all the basic facilities, including free medical care, were provided for all residents for an indefinite amount of time. More than 30 million citizens followed Kailasa's 28-day spiritual regimen in the year 2020. Here we can see Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for Education Reform and Development offering the Nithyananda Hindu University and the Nithyananda Gurukul. The Nithyananda Hindu University was established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and is the world's largest Hindu university. The Nithyananda Hindu University has more than 20 million enrollments, more than 7,000 free courses, and extended campuses in 150 different countries. The Nithyananda Gurukul was inaugurated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on the 2nd of October 2006. The revival of the ancient Adishaivite Guru-disciple education system, an authentic knowledge transmission system based on enlightenment, is one of the founding principles and one of the revivals Swamiji is doing through the Nithyananda Gurukul. Next, we have the Nithyananda Jnanalaya project and Hinduismpedia offered by Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for the protection of Hindu scriptures. The Nithyananda Jnanalaya project was established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to collect and preserve the 1 million Hindu scriptures while ensuring that knowledge is made accessible and shared free of cost to all people. Collecting and preserving 1 million source books on Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has authored more than 10,000 books in three different languages, which have been translated into 50 languages, has published more than 10,000 articles, has given more than 10,000 hours of free discourses with a combined view of 1 billion. Kailasa's Hinduismpedia was established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism collected more than 15 terabyte of digital books and rare manuscripts from all 19 Sarvangapitams, ancient mutts, and ashrams. 1 million pages on Hinduism, collection of 22,000 digital books, 1,000 e-text books, and 100,000 articles on various topics in Hinduism. Here we can see Sri Kailasa uniting nations for global peace and religious harmony, offering the confluences for world peace. In the year 2009, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism organized a month-long peace walk covering 1,000 kilometers and 1,000 villages to bring together in harmony from all walks of life to promote feeling connection and oneness among people. During the walk, health camps were conducted in villages along its path. Here you can see photos and glimpses from the peace walk by peacekeepers of the Sovereign Order of Kailasa taking place in the year 2009. Next, we have Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for feminine empowerment and gender equality, offering the women empowerment programs. The first is Kailasa's Yogini Sarvanya which is the establishment of yoga and meditation universities to empower the quality of life and emphasis on life solutions through the Vedas and Agamas, empowering the indigenous rural women, fighting against wrongful gender stereotyping, gender-based violence, and lack of inclusive and quality learning environments. Some of these initiatives include the Kailasa's Nithyananda Lakshmi project, which is a microfinancing service, Kailasa's Women Foundation and Women Empowerment Self-Help Centers, which have been launched in 108 places since its initiation since in 2009. Kailasa's Ankita program, which is the providing a foundational literacy about working of basic community service and infrastructural establishments. Kailasa's Ashraya program, providing vocational training programs to rural and indigenous women to provide equal opportunities and access to independent, self-sufficient financial services for them. Not only that, but the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived the Vedic feminism in Kailasa, where more than 80% of leadership positions are occupied by women. Here now we're looking at the offerings made by Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for Yoga in the form of the Nithyananda Yoga. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived 108 scientifically validated kriyas, specifically targeting the 108 major diseases and disorders such as diabetes, arthritis, blood pressure, rheumatism, and more. Not only that, but the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived the ancient pole yoga, which is the Shiva Stamba yoga, and rope yoga, Kundalini Rajju yoga, in which yogic asanas, postures, and weight balancing techniques are performed to create the yogic physiology, aligning it to the cosmic geometry that manifests superconscious powers. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also been awarded 2 Guinness World Records for the largest rope yoga, which is the Kundalini Rajju yoga, and largest pole yoga classes, bringing worldwide attention to these extraordinary forms of yoga. These 2 Guinness World Records were established on the 30th of September and 3rd of October in the year 2017. Now, we're looking at one of the most historic moments in the history of the Kailasa nation, where Kailasa, the first nation of Hindus, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, spoke on behalf of the 2 billion global Hindu diaspora at the 14th session of the United Nations Forum on Minority Issues. A significant milestone in the history of Hindus and the sovereign state of Sri Kailasa happened on the 2nd of December 2021. His Excellency Sri Nitya Moksha Priyananda, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Kailasa, represented the persecution of Hindus at the 14th session of the United Nations Forum on Minority Issues. The theme of the forum was conflict prevention and the prosecution of human rights of minorities. This was the first time the plight of persecuted Hindu minorities was represented in the United Nations. The systematic and degenerational attacks on Hindu indigenous traditions were highlighted in this meeting. Here we can see the various torture and murder attempts by the state and non-state actors. Over 70 assassination attempts and physical attacks have been made on the Supreme Fount of Hinduism in India and abroad. More than 40 attacks on community members, destruction of monasteries and temples. Over 60 different incidences of attacks, molestation, and rape of women and women monks. Intense lawfare through the 100 false legal cases being falsely put on the Supreme Fount of Hinduism. The intersectional persecution and various government agencies and bodies, and inciting violence through the social media. These are just but few of the many different ways the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasa has faced the legal persecution and harassment from various anti-spiritual elements and anti-Hindu elements. But despite all this illegal attack and illegal warfare happening on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been resolute in his intention and commitment to revive Kailasa, to revive Hinduism, and give the superconscious breakthrough to the whole of humanity, establishing the Kailasa nation. In the next segment, we're going to be looking at one of the most important ways the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived Kailasa. And the most important ways the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is contributing to humanity, which is the power manifestation science. The power manifestation science is delivered by Paramashivam in the Vedas and Agamas and lists a total of 463 different powers which can be manifested by all of us. In the next segment, we're going to be learning more about this power manifestation. It's a live demonstration of this power of third eye, as well as the power of consciousness over matter. So please stay tuned. We'll be back with you shortly after a break.
A more intelligently connected world leads to a brighter future. An enlightened humanity leads to a better world. During the Paramashivam program, we help people to discover their superhuman possibilities and help them to find and achieve the true purpose of their birth by giving them the techniques, practices, and methodologies from the Vedagamas, the original source scriptures of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving the ancient original Vedas and Agamas in all its glory, in a user-friendly way for the modern mind. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is transforming human beings into divine beings, reviving, initiating, and replicating the 463 powers from the Agamas revealed by Paramashiva. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is not just giving solutions for every problem man faces, but is making them irrelevant to their lives by transforming human beings into divine beings.
Listen. Any argument presented by your mind, body, your present reality to establish you are not Paramashiva. You are not omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. Anything presented to prove you are not Paramashiva is illegitimate. Decide this. This is super determinism. Understand? Anything you declare as illegitimate will lose power over you, will die in few days, few minutes, maybe in few weeks, whatever few days it takes. It will not have power over you. Understand, this is the method for sudden enlightenment. This is the method for sudden enlightenment. It happens by the Shakti Shaktipada. Here Paramashiva is sitting to tell you all, you are Paramashiva, you are me, with Shaktipada and Shaktinipada.
The Dvitiya Vijnasa Krama is an extensive and thorough yoga sequence to prepare your body to receive the experience being given by the Supreme Founder of Hinduism. Through the yoga, which is aligned as per the source scriptures laid down by Paramashiva and the Agamas, you break all the impossibility in your body and in turn break the very cognition of impossibility. The program leads you to go beyond your human frame and limiting human ideas, which prevents you from living your highest possibility.
I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment.
Again I tell you, I am not here to prove I am God, I am here to prove you are God.
Don't wait to become divine. Register now at paramashivoham.org.
I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your three eyes.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Yes, welcome to all the viewers watching us now. Now we are going to be entering into this powerful and amazing session on power manifestation. In this session, we're going to be learning various aspects of power manifestation, like how it is beneficial in our life, what is the use of it in our life, what is the difference between Shaktis and Siddhis, and what Paramashiva has said, how these powers are time tested and foolproof. And ultimately, we're going to be seeing a live demonstration of the manifestation of Paramashiva. So now let's get ready to experience this session. Now we're going to be seeing first, what is the Shaktis, how is this Shaktis manifest, and what Paramashiva has said about these Shaktis. So in the Vedagamas, in the Vedas and Agamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest the 463 extraordinary Shaktis of Paramashiva. Manifesting Shaktis are described as a systematic method and science for human beings to bring and explore the various possibilities and powers that have been given to the humans. And Shaktis manifest from the fundamental cognition that you are a divine being. You need to manifest the divinity, and not you are a man and you need to reach divinity. So now we are going to be seeing the difference between the Shaktis and Siddhis. The Shaktis express from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of feeling connection with the divinity and the highest integrity with the Guru. Whereas Siddhis manifest from the space, from the process of enlightenment. When you are on the process of enlightenment, before that, when you do the tapas, the penance to reach that, some extraordinary events that happen in your life, which you feel that are repeating, becomes a siddhi. And siddhis manifest only on the path of enlightenment, whereas the shaktis manifest from the space of enlightenment. And the shaktis the shaktis of Paramashiva manifest through ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after initiation from the avatar, whereas siddhis are not permanent, and siddhis divert us from the space of enlightenment, whereas the shaktis are permanent. So now we are going to be seeing the various ways, the pramanas, the various evidences for this, how the Vedas and Agamas verify and validate these Shaktis, how these Shaktis are validated in 4 different ways. So we have 4 different ways through which the pramanas are validated. The first is the Shastra Pramana, which is the scriptural reference for these powers. What Paramashiva has directly given to us in the Vedas and Agamas. Those are the Shastra Pramanas. Next, we have the Apta Pramanas, the time-tested evidence, foolproof experiences of the ancient scientists who are the rishis and the other masters who have come before us, like Paramahamsa Yogananda, Ramakrishna, Mahaperiva, and all these masters who have come before, their experiences proving the authenticity of these powers and how they have shared it to the world. Next, we have the Atma Pramana, which is the experiences of the Supreme Point of Hinduism. And his experiences, he doesn't just share it to us, he verifies it with the Shastra Pramana and the Apta Pramana, making sure that what Paramashiva said is matching to his experience and what the Aptas have felt, how they have experienced these powers. Is it matching with that also? The Supreme Point of Hinduism verifies it and then only shares it to us as his Atma Pramana. The Pratyaksha Pramana is the scientific evidence for these powers and what science has been able to understand when these powers are manifested. So we're going to be seeing these in a detail in a few minutes. So before that, we'll see who is the source of these powers. And the answer is Paramashiva. Paramashiva is the primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality cause which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging, beyond time, space, and form and causality as the fundamental base of Avyakta, the ultimate unmanifest, and the Vyakta, the manifest existence. And he performs the 5 actions which are the Panchakritya. And through that manifestation, Paramashiva manifests as this whole and from the smallest atoms that are moving to the largest stars and galaxies which are moving, Paramashiva is the whole field that we call, he is the field. So from that space only everything is manifested. Now we are seeing the ultimate truth about how these Shaktis are really manifested. When the powerful cognitions are mapped into our cognition, it is when the jnana is mapped into the prajna, it manifests as ultimate possibilities and powers, which is prajnana. Now we are going to be seeing the various various pramanas for the power of the third eye. So the power of the third eye is given in the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, a scripture directly given, revealed by Paramashiva to Paramashiva Shakti. And in that scripture, the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, the 34th verse gives us the understanding of how the manifestation of powers happen. In this verse, Paramashiva says, Kapalantar Nyasa Tishtanmilita Lochanaha Kramena Manaso Dadhyat Lakshayet Lakshyamuttamam. The translation is, By fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession to the third eye, by that stability of the mind and the inner space through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal, Lakshyam, by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva.
I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Yes, sorry for the technical glitch. Now we'll be seeing the Apta Pramana, how in the ancient history of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the real happenings have shown the evidence for these manifestations and how the various incarnations and rishis have manifested this in the history. So now we can see here the reference is from the Bhagavad Gita, which happened in the war of the Kurukshetra, in the Purana, which is the historical evidence of the history of the Mahabharata. In that, Bhagavan Sri Krishna gives Arjuna the third eye. When Arjuna asks Krishna that Arjuna wanted to see the cosmic form of Krishna. So that time Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells Arjuna, you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore, I grant the divine vision of the third eye. Behold my cosmic form. And then Arjuna sees the divine form of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the Vishwarupa Darshana, and reveals the whole great detail of that magnificent happening in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Next, we seeing the Atma Pramana, what the Supreme Pandava of Hinduism has told in his own words. So we can see in his own words, the Supreme Pandava of Hinduism says, the first experience that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degrees, 10 directions below me, everything I realized, not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience all that as me. So we can see here how the Supreme Pandava of Hinduism was able to see everything around him and how this experience of his is matching with the Shastra Pramana. Next, we are seeing the scientific evidence, the empirical evidence for these Shaktis. So here we can see in the Pratyaksha Pramana, the Supreme Point of Hinduism itself underwent the PET scan, the positron emission tomography scan, which is a scan used to measure the amount of activity happening in the brain. And at that time, the researchers were able to find high amount of activity, of high frequencies being emitted from the forehead, the frontal lobe of the Supreme Point of Hinduism. And this same happening has been replicated through the brain scan of the Balasans and the various other yogis who have undergone various other EEG scans and other type of brain scans. When they underwent, the same kind of activity was replicated in them. So now we are going to be seeing one of the powers that manifest from the space of the third eye, which is the power of consciousness over matter. So this power comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 120, Dharana 95. Paramashiva says, Kvachid vastuni vinyasya shane drishtim nivartayet tajnanam chitta sahitam devi shunyalayo bhavet. The translation is, having fixed one's eyes on a particular object, Vastu, one should slowly withdraw the sight from that object as well as slowly eliminate the knowledge of that object along with the thoughts and impressions. Then, O Devi, one abides in Shunya, the state where there is nothing other than this exists, the state of all inclusiveness or infinity. So we can see here how Paramashiva is giving a detailed step-by-step procedure, a step-by-step scientific methodology of how this power manifests. So now we are going to be having a live demonstration of this power, and I will be demonstrating this power with the Atmalinga. So here I have my Atma, which is a linga made out of a crystalline material, and it is energized by the supreme point of Hinduism itself, who is the Nijavatara of Paramashiva. And when he energizes it, it becomes the direct embodiment of our Atma, of our soul. And it is a immediate emergency phone line. You can call it anything you want, but it is a direct connection to Paramashiva. So this with this Atmalinga, I'm going to be manifesting, and what I'll be doing is I'm going to be placing it on my hand, and by connecting with Paramashiva, I'm going to be making the Atmalinga stand. So this is the power that I'm going to be manifesting. So now I'll be showing this to you in the close-up camera so that all of us can see manifestation in a close-up, and I'll also be showing you that there is nothing in my hand which is making the manifestation happening, like any ropes or any other external factors which is affecting this.
Everyone, with my love and respect, let you all open three eyes Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Sorry for the technical glitch. Yes. So now I'm sure the viewers will be able to hear me now. So now I was just saying that my Atmalinga is here, and we can see the Atmalinga, and my hand, you can see that there is no strings which are tied or any kind of unusual glue or anything like that which is there. And then I have this tissue paper which I'm going to be using. I'm just opening it to show. So it's just a tissue paper. I'm just folding it, and I'm going to be using it to circle the Atmalinga when the manifestation happens. So now I'm just going to be placing my Atmalinga, and now we can see that no one else is also there next to me or anything which can, who might be trying to do anything. So I'm just circling this to show that there is, even when the tissue paper moves, there is no kind of movement in the Atmalinga itself. So I'm just going to keep the tissue paper right here. And now I'm going to be creating the space for the manifestation to happen. So now you can see my hand clearly. And the thing is about this power is not that, making the Atmalinga stand. That's not the goal of this power. The real goal of the power, or of any power, is to really connect with Paramashiva and, manifest Paramashiva through you. That is the ultimate goal for us, for any human who is here, to manifest Paramashiva and to celebrate Paramashiva. So when we manifest powers, we really can experience that happening, because when we try to connect with a deity or anything like that, we actually don't feel the direct response from the deity. But when we manifest powers like this, we can really feel the actual presence of the deity. Like so many other masters in their life, they have always, when they connected with the deity, whether it's Ramakrishna's life or many of the Nayanmar's life, in all of their life, we have seen life interaction between them and the deities. So the same way, we also experience that live interaction with the deities like this. So now, and this is also the best time that you can create any reality that you want, because we are creating a field, and this field is going to be attracting any reality that you have, like any desire. Because when we are in the space of oneness, we start creating everything, because there is no difference between us and the reality that we want. Example, if it is money or anything, how we create this reality of our house, of everything that we know, the same way we can create the wealth that we want, we can create the relationship that we want, we can create the assets that we want, anything that we want we can create, because it is us. But we create usually from a space of non-understanding, and involuntarily we do it. But when we connect with Paramashiva, we can create anything that we want with our will. It is our decision that we do, because we are allowing Paramashiva to flow through us. So now, let us all take some time to create a will, a strong sankalpa, and the space to create the reality that we want when this manifestation happens. And I will be entangling with you, so that when I manifest, automatically the field that we create manifests the desire that we want. So now you can also chant the Mahavakya along with me. And now let us enter into the manifestation. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 So as the manifestation is happening also, I want to show that there is no kind of strings which are pulling it or anything. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. So yes, we have seen the manifestation. Let us thank Paramashiva for manifesting this, because it is not our will that is manifesting. It is Paramashiva who, when he flows through us, that time these powers manifest. So now that this manifestation has happened, we have created a space for any reality that we want to happen. Now, this is the best time that we can also take to create the reality to manifest Mahaparamashivoham, because that is the space where really these kind of cognitions, which maybe I am saying, will be directly revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as initiations. And we hear many people speaking nowadays about these kind of concepts, but the biggest thing that we miss and we get upset about is that, oh, I tried it and it's not working in my life. But when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gives it as an initiation to you, you will see that these things really manifest in your life and they start working finally. You can see. So now let us all take this time before we move into the beautiful sessions and satsangs by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, where he's going to be telling us about will persistence. That is the goal, that is the topic of today's session that we're going to be seeing. And before we go into that, we'll be having a short break where you can take that time to manifest the reality of Mahaparamashivoham. Because, as I said before, you're going to be getting a ton of initiation, which is going to blast any obstacle that you face in life, is going to give you the tools for you to do it, not just you come there and it happens and then the magic is gone, not those kind of stuff, but you are going to be getting the empowerment to have those tools to clear anything that happens in your life. And as we know, we have so many thousands of devotees testimonies to say that they have experienced this. So now let us all register ourselves for Mahaparamashivoham, and we'll be back with you after a short break. Thank you. Nithyanandam.
whatever I shared till now, condensing the whole thing and reviving it as experience, starting from completion, unclutching, power manifestation, the states of consciousness, and the planes, multiple planes, everything. You will become Paramashivam.
Nithyanam, everyone. Welcome back. In the previous segment, we saw a beautiful power manifestation demonstration by Sri Nithya Paramashivam Maharaj, who, through the power of third eye and manifesting consciousness over matter with the grace and blessings of the Supreme Founder of Hinduism, was able to successfully be in oneness, tune into the space of oneness with the Atmalinga and change it from the horizontal position to the vertical position. These are one of the many powers which Paramashiva has mentioned in the Agamas, and this was one demonstration of those powers. Let's now move into the next segment of today's program, understanding who the Gangadhara Murthy is. Gangadhara Murthy consists of many different forms and many different leelas. We are first looking at the Ganga Visarjana Murthy, which is the form of Paramashiva who bestowed liberation of the sons of King Shankaran of Ayodhya. Manifested on the planet Earth is very beautiful and is a story which expands over a few decades of time. The story goes where a king by the name of Shankaran of Ayodhya decided to perform an Ashwamedha Yajna, for which he needed a horse. Indra, who had decided against the Yagam, stole the horse and hid it in sage Kapila's ashram. The king of Ayodhya ordered his 60,000 sons to find the whereabouts of the horse which they had found in sage Kapila's ashram. They concluded that sage Kapila is the culprit, and when they tried to disturb sage Kapila from his penance, the sons were burnt to ashes. On hearing the news, the king sent another one of his sons, Anjuman. Anjuman went and met sage Kapila and told him the truth. Anjuman took back the horse and helped his father to complete the Ashwamedha Yajna. Bhagirath, a descendant of the family of the Shankara kingdom, on seeing the state of affairs of his lineage, performed a penance towards Paramashiva. Paramashiva takes the form of the Ganga Visarjana Murthy and bestows the boons for Bhagirath. Paramashiva, from his mated hair, allows a few drops of Ganga to fall on the hands of Bhagirath. Those few drops come with such a force that it destroys the yajna conducted by 5 sages and rishis. Bhagirath then sprinkled the Ganga on the ashes of his deceased forefathers and for their liberation. Here we are seeing the Gangadhara Murthy. Gangadhara Murthy is the form of Paramashiva who bestows planet Earth with Ganga Mata. Paramashiva was once walking in the gardens of Mahakailasa when Devi Paramashiva Shakti closes his eyes from behind. Due to this gesture, the whole world becomes dark and blind. Paramashiva immediately opens his third eye so that the world does not suffer, and Devi Paramashiva Shakti withdraws her hands. Due to this, on Paramashiva turned into a powerful and wild river and gushes towards planet Earth. This becomes the holy river. Seeing this, the beings of planet Earth appeal to Paramashiva. Paramashiva places Ganga on his matted jata, thus embodying the form of Gangadhara. These are two of the various leelas which Paramashiva has performed on this planet Earth in this universe, both for the sake of liberation and for the sake of us, for us human beings, to achieve mukti. In this next segment, we're going to be learning more about the powerful cognitions which Ganga Mata bestows on us and the significance of her happening on the planet, as well as her sacredness as well. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, through a series of various satsangs and discourses and classes, is going to be expanding on this truth, this powerful cognition which Ganga Mata represents. Before we enter into the series of discourses and satsangs directly, let us all first move from the space of listening, from the space of hearing to listening. Hearing does not allow the powerful cognitions, the powerful truths to become a part of our being, to get imbibed in our being. That can only happen when we are in the space of listening. So let us all now sit with a deep restful awareness and switch off and put away all our other distractions, be it in the form of gadgets or anything else. Put all the distractions aside and come to a restful awareness. While we can allow this experience, we can become into the space of listening and allow this experience to start happening. Space of restful awareness as we get ready to enter into the satsang.
Ganga is a river of knowledge, a river of enlightenment. With all my integrity and authenticity, I can vouch with my integrity and authenticity just by living around Ganga and drinking the Ganga water every day, even remembering the Ganga's sacredness, one can become enlightened. Because it's such a powerful technique, powerful method, powerful process. I used to sit in the banks of Ganga, just seeing. I have realized the oneness with Ganga. How the things float on the waters of Ganga does not pollute Ganga. Same way I have seen the thoughts and incompletions floating in my inner space does not make my inner space polluted. It does not touch my inner space. When you understand your incompletions are not powerful enough to make your inner space incomplete, you become eternally complete. I can say that experience I received from Ganga, on the banks of Ganga, heals and brings love. Really, Ganga can bring tremendous love in our heart. I tell you, largest worshipped single deity on the planet Earth is Ganga. Ganga is such embodiment of divinity. Actually, Ganga lands on the planet Earth to complete everyone. The very context for our coming to planet Earth is for completion. Bhagirath's forefathers were incomplete, and to complete them, Bhagiratha brings Ganga to planet Earth. For the sake of completion only, Ganga even comes to planet Earth. So she is the pure inner space, completing everyone continuously. Ganga can complete any lower occurrence you have. I can give this as an authentic spiritual practice. Actually, just for this I wanted to create a ashram in the banks of Ganga. Anybody in the planet Earth has some incompletions that they are not able to complete, strong incompletions. Just come and spend time in the banks of Ganga, drinking Ganga water, eating the food cooked in Ganga water. Whenever you find time, morning and evening, sit in the lap of Ganga, sleep in the breeze of Ganga. I tell you, with all my integrity and authenticity, Ganga will complete you. Because even the people who are dead, completions, curses given to them, their incompletions, she has completed. And you are alive. She can enter into your muscle memory, bioenergy, and complete you. Do pranayama in the banks of Ganga. That Ganga prana will go inside. Eat the food cooked in the Ganga water. Drink Ganga water. Live in the banks of Ganga. Sit in the banks of Ganga and meditate. Sleep in the banks of Ganga. In her breeze. Enjoy the weather in the banks of Ganga. I tell you, she can complete you. That is why many sadhus who live here, even if they don't do any spiritual practice, they will be liberated. They will become a Jivan Muktas. Just because of Ganga's power to complete. She is here to complete. I'll make an ashram specially for completion. Anybody can stay here and achieve completion. Anything she will complete. You have a strong anger pattern, lust pattern, violence pattern. Anything she will complete. Because she is embodiment of completion. The tradition says sadhana done in the Ganga's bank brings thousands of times more result. It's true. Ganga Mata is such powerful energy, such beautiful energy, such great energy. The Lord, the deity, is Ganga. She is the Kalpataru for planet Earth. Whatever, whoever wants, she goes on showering. She is like a mother. Physically also she gives what do you want, and spiritually also she showers what do you want. Meditate on Mother Ganga. Let Mother Ganga be a Kalpataru. I have also decided on the banks of Ganga we will find a place and make an ashram and plant our banyan tree here. So Ganga and Kalpataru together,
Sit straight. Close your eyes. Cognize the Ganga Mata, the Kalpataru energy is filling you all, filling all of us. Create a deep, prayerful mood, the prayerful space, deeply praying to Ganga, to awaken your Kundalini Shakti and make your inner space blissful and make what you want as reality. Pray to Ganga Mata. Namash.
Today we will see the story of Ganga. How Ganga happened on the planet Earth. Ganga is considered as a river which is there in the higher lokas. It was there with the Kamandalu of Brahma. Means this is the energy, this is the water energy of existence. Brahma means a creator, the energy which creates the whole existence. There was a king called Bhagirath. For some reason, his forefathers have been cursed by some rishi and they all died. They have been burnt, reduced to ashes. All their ghosts are living there, struggling, suffering. They are not liberated. Bhagirath to help him some way. Bhagirath decides, I have to do something and liberate. He starts meditating, doing penance, doing tapasya towards Brahma. Brahma appears and gives darshan. And he says, yes, I can send the Ganga to the planet Earth, no problem. But be very clear, can planet Earth hold the Ganga's speed? Can planet Earth sustain the force of Ganga? First, do something for that. Arrange for it. Then I will send the Ganga. Then again he starts doing penance, doing tapasya. After the tapasya, Shiva appears. Shiva asks, what do you want? Then Bhagirath says, now Brahma accepts to send the Ganga to planet. But he says the whole planet Earth will be washed away. The speed of Ganga. Please do something. You have to take care of us. Shiva says, all right, I will take care, don't worry. Tell Brahma to send Ganga, I will take care. He gives the assurance. Then again he meditates towards the Brahma. Now Brahma appears and says, I am ready to send, but Devatas are not ready to depart with Ganga. Devatas wants Ganga to be there. Bhagirath asks, what for Devatas wants Ganga to be there? No, they have to take bath in Ganga every day. It is their life source. Ganga is not simple water, it is an energy. By bathing in that only every day they rejuvenate their body and mind. Then Bhagirath says, all right, I will arrange all the facilities for Devatas to stay in the planet Earth. Just on the banks of Ganga I will create cities where all gods and goddesses can live and have bath every day and have their regular routine as they have in the other loka, as they have in the Brahma loka. Brahma says, if that is the case, then I agree. Go ahead and do it. Yamaraja accepts that Yamaraja will host her. Then Bhagirath starts building the whole city throughout the route in which Ganga is supposed to travel. He meditates on every hill and takes permission. He prays to every hill. Every hill says, yes, I will give the way for Ganga. So all the whole route is cleared. Then he goes and prays to Kalabhairava, who is the in charge of city Varanasi. Kalabhairava is the in charge of Varanasi city. He meditates towards Kalabhairava. Kalabhairava appears and says, what do you want? I wanted, please give us the way for Ganga. You should receive Ganga and give us the way. Kalabhairava says, surely I will give, don't worry. But this is such a holy city. Tell Ganga to do a protection of the city and go. Do a protection of the city, and suddenly Brahma comes up with the next trouble, next problem. You meditated and propitiated all the devatas except Vishnu. Now you have to do something to Vishnu. Only then I can send Ganga. Then he started meditating towards Vishnu. He prayed the Vishnu, did tapasya. Vishnu appeared. What do you want? I wanted the Ganga to come down to the planet Earth. Unless you agree, unless you give blessings, it will not be possible. Please bless me. Vishnu says, all right. I bless you. Ganga will come to the planet Earth just out of my feet. And he blesses. The Ganga will come out of his feet. Then he says a beautiful one more word. Whomsoever has realized means the universal consciousness. Whatever water comes out of their feet will be Ganga. Whomsoever has realized the Vishnu Mayam Jagat. Whomsoever has realized me, from their feet, whatever water comes out will be Ganga. From this word only the tradition of Pada Puja starts. Pada Puja of enlightened masters starts from this tradition. Vishnu says, whomsoever has realized the Vishnumayam Jagat, Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagat, from their feet Ganga will flow. From their feet Ganga will flow. Then now he again meditates towards Brahma. Brahma appears with all his glory and compassion, blesses the Bhagirath. Then he prays to Ganga Ma. Then he does tapasya towards Ganga Ma, meditates and invites the Ganga Mother. Ganga with all compassion. Not only compassion, the wild energy. She just comes out of the Brahma's Kamandalu. With all the power, she straight away started moving towards the planet Earth. The moment she came out of the Kamandalu and started planet Earth, all the 14 worlds are shaken. All the devatas, all the rishis, all the munis, simply they escaped from their planet Earth and ran away because they got frightened. The Pralaya is going to happen. Means the end of the world has come. Such a power, they simply ran away from their world. They escaped. And appears Shiva. Shiva beautifully appears and puts his head in between the Ganga. She straight away lands into Shiva's head, into the matted lock. The next thing, she gets locked in the hair itself. She is black. Here, Bhagirath is sitting, waiting for Ganga for one kalpa. What has happened? They are receiving the call, she has started already, but she has not landed. Already she has started, but she has not landed here. What happened? What happened in the way? Again he meditates towards Shiva. Shiva appears and says, yes, she is there in my head. Now what do you want me to do? Bhagirath says, please just send a little bit. Don't hold the whole thing. Then Shiva says, oh, is it so? All right. Then just he moves one hair. Just he does. Only one hair moves, and from the one hair gap, just Ganga comes out and lands on the Himalayas and comes. That is the river which is flowing throughout this planet Earth. And that is the perennial source. That is the Ganga. By flowing through this way, she fills the ocean. Understand? The story says the ocean itself is son of Ganga. Varuna Raj is son of Ganga Mata. Water is supplied to the ocean by Ganga. That is the story. Originally there was no ocean. There was no water on the planet Earth. It is through Ganga first water came to the planet Earth. And because of Ganga flowing continuously, all the oceans are created. It is from Ganga. Then she goes and merges into the Samudra Raj, the son of Ganga Mata. Now you will understand the whole story of Ganga from the dimension of a spiritual enlightenment. Actually, the whole story is metaphysical expression of Bhagirath's enlightenment. The whole story is the metaphysical expression of Bhagirath's enlightenment. First thing, Bhagiratha is tortured by the past samskaras, engrams. That is the elders who are not liberated, who are still there hanging around him. He is continuously tortured by the past samskaras, engrams. So he does tapasya towards the creator of the whole universe. Continuously meditates. He wants the knowledge, the energy to be flooded on him so that all the engrams will be washed away. All the engrams will be destroyed. And one more important thing, when Ganga came, she washed all the ashes of Bhagiratha's forefathers and liberated all of them and gave ultimately enlightenment to Bhagiratha, and she is here liberating people. So he is praying he is meditating towards the Creator, the divine energy, so that the energy can be flooded on him. The Shakti can happen to him, all the engrams will be washed away, he will be liberated, enlightened. The first darshan of Creator is what I call first experience, Satori. Understand, why do you think Brahma is described with 4 heads? Don't think 4 heads are there. He can see complete 360 degree. The first experience is what is described as Brahma. A man who gets the experience of seeing complete 360 is what we call Brahman. He has achieved Brahma. He has achieved the Brahman consciousness. Whosoever gets the experience of seeing this side 360 degree and this side 360 degree achieves the Brahman consciousness. Bhagiratha achieves Satori, first experience, glimpse. Then the Brahma says, enlightenment can happen to you, but be very clear, will your body stand? Prepare your body and mind. Will it be able to stand, sustain? Prepare it. Then it will happen forever. Prepare yourself. Create the maturity so that the energy can be with you forever. Then Bhagiratha starts his tapas.
all the energy centers is awakening and preparing all the energy centers to receive the energy and to sustain it, to radiate it. If you don't prepare the planet Earth and call the Ganga, it will not be blessing, it will be a curse. It will destroy the planet Earth and the other worlds. So unless you prepare your whole body mind, enlightenment cannot happen. You need complete preparation. Satori can happen. You need complete preparation. Now he meditates towards the Guru who will guide, who will hold the energy and give you how much you wanted. He is the Shiva. He meditates on the Guru, Shiva, and asks, Master, when I have the experience, see my maturity and take care of me. Grow, let me grow with maturity and energy. Just take care. How much I mature, that much supply the energy. Please let you be the safety valve. Let you be the dam. Then appears Guru, says, I'll take care, don't worry. Then everything is ready. He has to prepare the base for the energy to land, is Anandagandha Chakra. Anandagandha is the base on which directly the Ganga can land. Ganga can descend. So he creates all the 7 cities, 7 chakras. He clears the roots, opens all the chakras, makes himself matured. So that when energy descends on him, when enlightenment happens on him, it can stay on him and help the whole world. It will be a blessing for him and to the whole world. He continues to do tapasya. He propitiates all the devatas, means the devatas who are residing in every chakra. Then comes Kala Bhairava, in charge of Varanasi Swadhisthana Chakra. And he asks, please give me the way for Ganga. Kala Bhairava says, surely I'll give, but tell her she should go round. She should be around me. She should be in me. That is why Swadhisthana, energy is installed in Swadhisthana. Energy is installed in Swadhisthana. It is Swadhisthana where the self is established. Himalayas is Anandagandha. Varanasi is Swadhisthana, where the energy is installed, where the whole energy takes a turn. Where whole energy takes your turn. He propitiates all the devatas, prepares the whole thing, then intensely starts meditating, calls the Ganga. So Brahma blesses, Vishnu blesses, Ganga has come out of the Kamandalu, straight away she is landing, but still enlightenment has not happened. Ganga has left, but she has not landed here. Whatever can be done, all the tapas is done. Everything is done. Whatever meditations can be done, whatever tapas can be done, whatever study can be done, everything is done. Enough. Now Ganga is not happening. He just relaxes, dropping all the efforts. Enough now, nothing can be done. What to do? Nothing can be done. So when he relaxes, surrenders at the feet of Guru, the Lord Shiva, out of his grace and compassion, he moves one hair. Then lands Ganga in Anandagandha Chakra to flood the whole world with the spiritual energy and runs to all over the world, not only to Ganga Sagar, till LA. And moves all over the world and blessing the whole world, giving the Iga Sukha and Para Sukha. Not only washing the engrams of Bhagirath, blessing the whole planet Earth, whole universe, by radiating the divine energy, by radiating the spiritual energy, by radiating Ananda Shakti. So the whole in all of, which is liberating millions of seekers by radiating the spiritual energy, by radiating Ananda Shakti. So the whole story is metaphysical representation of Bhagirath's enlightenment. So Jnana Ganga is here. Just learn how to fall into it. You are flowing the Jnana Ganga. Just fall into it. You will rise into the ultimate energy. The Ganga, which has destroyed the engrams of Bhagiratha and liberated Bhagiratha and liberating the whole humanity, that Jnana Ganga, let it Ananda Shakti, the Ananda Shakti, which has liberated Bhagiratha, which has liberated the whole humanity, which is liberating millions of seekers. The Guru's grace, the Ananda Shakti, let it liberate all of you. Let it flow in all of you. Let it be in all of you. Let it purify all of you. Let it radiate in all your beings. Let you all become channels of Ananda Ganga. Let you all become Ananda Shakti.
Let us now move to the next step of the exercise. Pen down all the desires, all the cravings, everything you want to manifest, every single one of your realities you want to manifest. By the end of the program, pen everything down. Moving on to the second step of this process, sit straight, close your eyes, and cognize that Ganga Mata, the Kalpataru energy, is healing you all, healing all of us. Create a deep, prayerful mood, peaceful space, prayerful space. Deeply pray to Ganga to awaken your Kundalini Shakti and make your inner space blissful and manifest the reality as you want. Ganga is one of the Kalpataru energies which is available to all of us on this planet. Even remembering the powerful cognitions that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has given about Ganga and meditating on the space, state, and raising to the same frequency as Ganga is in, allows the possibility and opportunity to manifest the same space and state of Ganga inside all of you as well. Let's all now sit straight, close our eyes, and cognize that Ganga Mata is within us, healing all of us, bringing completion to all of us. In that deep prayerful mood, prayerful space, pray deeply to Ganga Mata to awaken your Kundalini Shakti and make what you want as reality. Take a few minutes to sit with yourself and manifest this reality of Ganga Mata in you. As sitting create this space, we're going to be entering to the next segment of today's program, where directly we'll be attending to each and every one of you, answering all your questions, all your problems, and causing your reality the way you want it to be caused. So please stay tuned. Continue to do this exercise of cognizing yourself as Ganga Mata, cognizing yourself and the healing energy of Ganga Mata inside all of you. We'll be now entering the next segment of today's program. Please stay tuned. We'll be back after a short.
Will become Paramashivam. Whatever I shared till now, condensing the whole thing and reviving it as experience, starting from completion, unclutching, power manifestation, the states of consciousness and the planes, multiple planes, everything. Understand, literally last 39 years from the age of 5, whatever Paramashiva manifested through teaching, speaking, writing, every way, condensing the whole thing and presenting it to you all as experientially in these 21 days through this Jnana Charya, Jnana Kriya, Jnana Yoga, Jnana Jnana is Mahaparamashivoham. Lifestyle for just Paramashivam. rituals to be just Paramashiva. Yoga for just being Paramashiva. Jnana, just Paramashiva. This Paramashivoham is like literally the ultimate journey in a most safest way. I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Paramashivam. Ananda Paramashivam. Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivam. Paramashivam.
Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivam.
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtam Dvandvatitam Gaganasadisham Tattvamasyadirlakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, I welcome all the viewers and participants all around the world in more than 175 countries joining with us for this most divine Bhava Samadhi Darshan of Gangadhara Murthy today. And as we are getting ready to receive the Darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam Swamiji, manifesting as one of the 64 manifestations of Paramashiva, Gangadhara Murthy and Ganga Visarjana Murthy, we will be seeing a very short segment making us all look into one of the most important factors that is governing the way we live today. If you just ask yourself, what is the core essence of our life today? What really governs the way we live today? Unanimously, I'm sure everyone can connect to this, which is education. Education defines the way we live, the way we cognize each other, and the way we define our. And in this segment, we're going to see the contributions of Kailasa, how Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived and brought the educational legitimacy of Hinduism in Kailasa, and what is the current issues that the world is facing today in the field of education. The total amount of funding that goes into the field of education today, $0.2 trillion. And today's world, to support quality education to one and all, we need about $2 trillion. So what we are spending now is about $1.2 trillion, and what we really need is $2 trillion. So there is a gap in terms of spending. Now the next question that arises is, okay, I'm going to spend, but will this spending really suffice? Or will this spending really solve the problems that the current world is facing today? The answer is no. Because though you spend, there is a huge gap in terms of learning outcomes. The pedagogy that the modern systems, education systems adopt is not really helping to reach the learning outcomes of its student. Okay, so you have a problem where you are saying that you don't have enough money, you're not spending enough money to cater education to one and all. And you also say that even if I spend, I don't think I can really empower the current generation. It's mainly because what I want to teach them is not getting achieved by the current methodology. Okay, wow. So you have a twofold problem, is it wrong? No, you also have a third-fold problem, which is the native educational systems. In today's world, more than 20% of the world population is adopts the native education lifestyle. Now, if you take the indigenous tribes, you take the native population in each of these countries, they are devoid. They are literally they do not have this access to this native education system, which they want to, right? So it's a threefold problem here, because you do not spend, and even if you spend, you cannot provide what they want, and even if you provide what they want, this is really not what I want, because I want to adopt my native educational lifestyle, right? And now you may ask the question, okay, is it really a threefold problem? It's a fourfold problem, because it doesn't stop here. If you take every single industry that we have today, there is a gap of 75% in terms of creativity. So the current education system is actually producing human beings who lack creativity in a very big scale. Only 30% of the population, graduated population, consider themselves as somebody who's creative. Rest of the people, we really feel that you have to learn what is available in the textbooks, memorize and vomit in the examination. So that's the standard way how we all perceive each other, and that is the way how the current education system caters the whole world. Now, the question is, why did we start this way? What is the need for us to empower an education system where none of us are happy, whether it is the providers or whether it is the people who receive this education system? So now, the real question that we have today is about, okay, I'm not happy with the way the education system is right now. Where do I begin? What is the solution that I've got in front? Right? So, first of all, I would like to ask all the viewers, do you all agree to the current state of art where we are standing today in terms of education? What are the different problems you feel and you see? I request everybody to post that in the YouTube chat, in the social media platforms chat, and also in our MPSN group, the Paramashivam group. The QR code is being projected on the screen. I request all the participants to take 2 minutes. You can actually click on the QR code and post your thoughts. Do you agree that there is a huge gap in the way we perceive ourselves, and there is a huge gap in the way how the education is being catered to the world today? If you agree, you can post back your thoughts on this topic that we are discussing today in the chat. So the current problem that we are discussing is something very important, because it is a fourfold problem. Number one, you do not spend enough to ensure that education is made available to one and all, which is completely contrary to how our ancient Hindu civilizations existed, because education is free and education is made available to one and all. Every single person has the right to access the information, access the knowledge systems. So education used to be free and education used to be made available to one and all. Number two, the second problem that we are facing is the learning outcomes, right? The kid does not do not achieve the learning outcome it must be achieving. So this is also used to be resolved in the ancient education systems, because the learning outcome of each kid is not a standard as we have today. So each kid, based on their abilities, the learning outcomes were set. right? It is very much individual. Instead of this, it is a public or a common education system. So that is the beauty of Hindu education system, where the education is being catered to who you are and what you believe in and what your interests are, right? And the third problem that we face today is the native education lifestyle is being completely denied by the current education system. So in ancient Hindu education system, based on your DNA, based on your gotra, your native ideology, based on that, the Hindu education system used to cater the sciences, cater the techniques where you need to be mastery. So it is very specific to who you are and your lineage that you are coming from. And the fourth problem that we are talking about is the creativity gap that the world is facing today. No doubt, Hindus are extremely creative and extremely advanced in terms of whether it is in terms of the modern R&D. The current world is seeing today is nothing compared to how advanced it used to be in the Hindu education systems. So I request everybody to post your thoughts, your feedback. If you feel that this is something you are also resonating with, you also feel that this is something the world should change the way we operate, requesting everybody to post your thoughts on it. The QR code is being projected on the screen, and requesting everybody to take a few minutes to post your thoughts on the subject that we are talking today. Right. Now, we will also take a look at the glorious Hindu education system, how it was extremely advanced to what we are finding today's modern education system used to be. So, if you take Hindu scholars and rishis, uh, if you take Hindu scholars and rishis, what Newton found was found by the Hindu scholars and rishis 1200 years before. Please imagine, it is that advanced. And what the NASA is about is spending more than trillions and trillions of dollars, trillions and millions of dollars. Our Hindu rishis and scholars used to determine the astronomical units, astronomical discoveries, just with the power of consciousness, right? So without spending such huge amounts, we used to just expand and believe our power of consciousness from which the whole science was downloaded. So this advanced education systems that the ancient Hindu scholars received is all about downloading the information that's already available in the world. It is not by memorizing, but actually downloading the information. So downloading the knowledge repository systems happen by the power of initiation from the Guru. That is exactly what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji, is reviving today. With the power of initiation, Swamiji has revived all the ancient education systems, adopted the merits of the ancient education system in current days curriculum, and revived this Gurukul system of education and the Hindu universities today. To take the Hindu universities, they used to be extremely advanced in terms of the R&D that they used to carry out. To take the Nalanda University, it used to host 3.7 million scholars who worked on presenting the Buddhism to the world. The same way, the scholars and the universities that were developed, it used to be extremely specific, and where the Center for Excellence used to be the focus of each of these universities. So that gives a lot of space and privilege to the students, where they can adopt what they want to learn, right? Because each of the universities that were getting formed, it's all about really forming that Center for Excellence, right? And this glorious Hindu education system that used to exist, how it got destroyed by the anti-Hindu elements. So before we go to that very interesting segment, let's see the video where Swamiji is going to share about why the modern education system is only evolving slavery, rather leaders for tomorrow.
Of the education system. I'm seeing everyone is sitting straight, sitting up. I'm not talking about particular education system which is prevalent in India. I'm talking about the whole modern education system. Understand? The system developed by the superconscious beings to manifest superconsciousness. Sadashiva's education system, Gurukul style. System developed by human beings to enslave and trap other human beings and keep them as clerks and workers. Listen. I'm going to talk about all the man-made education system which is only interested in producing clerks, making you listen. Whatever you may be, a doctor, engineer, lawyer, politician, religious leader, teacher, housewife, whatever you may be. Moving, moving, moving. Breaking all the things which are stagnant, breaking the status quo is life. Understand? Either you break the status quo or you get frozen. Either you move towards life happening or move towards your graveyard, getting frozen. Happening is life. Understand? The whole modern day education system is just to keep you in continuous confusion in the name of imaginary